Welcome back, one and all, to another edition of Off the Record. If you had the over-under at 1.5 seconds for the first Mamba laugh, well, the under hit, ladies and gentlemen. I was gone for a week, and I'm sure that Mamba did not laugh doing his own intro because he figured out how hard hosting was. Isn't that right, Mamba?
I actually laughed at my own intro because I did
good.
what you did. I did the welcome to Off the Record, and I'm like, I can't do this seriously like Davey, so I'm just gonna laugh at myself.
You think I'm doing this seriously? Come on, you know better than that.
You know, yeah. Hang on, let me.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a good sound.
there you go. Love that sound. We may have the biggest dichotomy of guests that we have ever had on the show. We have J-Dub, Josh Williams, driver of the Xfinity Series DGM Racing machine, number 92, J-Dub. Good to have you with us in the house, the Mullet Man himself. How we doing?
Oh, I'm looking forward to this. I think this is going to be a blast.
Damn right. And on the other side of things, we have Mr. Clean Cut Aussie Scott McLaughlin. I was actually talking, Scott, in the chat like earlier before the show, and I was saying I was really excited because you are an international motorsports icon. I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass. I feel like you are. So I don't know why you're spending your time with us here tonight when you could be doing a whole lot better things with your life, but we appreciate you, brother. Thank you for joining us.
You said it. I don't have to say anything, but no, I appreciate you guys having me. I heard this is a world-renowned podcast, so I'm very proud to be here.
Oh, wow.
And,
whoever you heard that from, I'll give them a $20 bill.
I'm actually very impressed with how you your voice just changed. So when we're talking in chat, and then just boom, like a subwoofer, like it was unbelievable. It was impressive.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Is that good or bad? I hope it's
no. I think that's a sign of a good presenter. I love that. Like, good for you.
Okay, good. I also saw you were about to drop an F-bomb. Feel free to.
No, I know. I was about to.
Don't worry.
Straight off the bat. So yeah, my bad.
No, it's not your bad. Let her rip, baby. That's what we love about it. All right, Scott, let's talk about Texas. Josh, you raced there. Scott, you have raced there. Let's start with Scott first. What do you think about that place? And you don't have to be nice, please. Your honest thoughts about Texas Motor Speedway.
Well, for us, it's really a one-lane groove. The PJ1 before, like, that was even worse. I'm not sure if they've changed the resin now or something.
Yeah, they didn't do PJ1. They did
resin.
Josh, what'd they do? They did just resin or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically it's the same resin compound we had when we raced Nashville. So
Okay.
Great.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, it's like ice. Initially PJ1 for us in IndyCar, it was like ice, and it was really hard to get even just half a lane up from the bottom to work. But yeah, and to be honest, you could see on the weekend that, you know, I felt like Blaney had a really good car in the middle 1 and 2, and he could hold it low. But once that second groove started working in, the cars that could really take it, from what I could see, I mean, it looked like that's when it started. You know, the Larsons and the Byrons and all that sort of started sort of checking out a little bit. So, but yeah, I mean, do I prefer? I never raced in the old Texas. Do I prefer it just from watching it? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But
the club.
You know, can't do much about it now.
No, unfortunately not. JW, you raced on it this weekend. Did you notice any difference between the resin versus the PJ1 versus the sticky stuff versus the VHT? Does it not matter because Texas is just Texas?
It's terrible. So it's like the racetrack. All right, the first ever time I went and raced Texas, it was great. You could run the bottom, you know, in 3 and 4, you could run the second lane, you could pass people. You know, 1 and 2 is what it is. You know, I don't care what they do to that thing. You're just stuck, you know, unless they put down the PJ1 or the resin. So, you know, after 10, 15 laps, you know, we slide around for a little bit. And then once we activate it, it's over. That's it. I don't care if you are 6/10 faster guy in front of you. You can't do anything. Like I ran a couple guys down from way back, couldn't pass them. I mean, there's just nothing you can do about it. And it's, you know, it's their sandbox and we're just playing in it. But I hate it, man. I hate that stuff everywhere. I mean, why are we running the second lane at Phoenix everywhere? Like, we're running the wall at Phoenix. Like, that's like unheard of. But you have to. That's where speed's at.
Must be nice, Scott, to race with at only one track, at least to my knowledge, I think, with traction compound applied. It must be nice to go to other tracks, whether it be road courses, street courses, speedways, where there's no sticky substance on the track. All you got to do is just go and race and not worry about any of that bullshit. Must be nice.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think it's bad when the drivers are complaining about it and proving that the racing's not fantastic. And not doing complete opposite than what they thought would happen. I thought that for us in IndyCar, obviously we're massively it's all draft, a lot of the draft, and we rely on that a lot more than we probably do the ultra amount of grip in the middle of the corner. But it's for how bad it's been for NASCAR. It's like it's a wonder why they still push with it all. You look at New Hampshire. I think they didn't even run anything this year, and it was like
they didn't run it
as ever. So, well, I mean, I watched it. I watched the whole thing, and I was excited. So
crazy how that works, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think
what Scott? Obviously the V8. We've talked about this before. Your V8 supercar stuff versus the IndyCar versus kind of where we're going to now with the next gen. What do you think that those guys are gonna struggle with that new car?
Well, I think the first thing is, it's pretty obvious one is the independent rear suspension. So like that's going to be completely different for a lot of the drivers. And I think what you'll find that there's it's been talked a lot, but a lot of the smaller teams are going to be able to be further at the front, at least initially. I think you'll see a lot of different exciting sort of winners. That's my guess, because the supercars did the same thing in 2013. We went to like a car of the future type thing. And a lot of the teams that weren't anywhere in the older cars were somewhere and actually championship contenders, or at least for half the year. So I think you'll see a little bit of that. I think obviously the sequential gearboxes can be completely different, especially on a road course, in terms of how they use that gearbox and what they do with it. So I think it's going to be it's exciting. They certainly look a lot different compared to what the real cars are. I was able to have a look at underneath Blaney's car that he was going to test a week ago, and it was very similar to a supercar, given that. So very interesting.
Josh, you've been, I mean, you're old school, you're traditional NASCAR. You go from bandoleros all the way through.
Look at that thing floating back there, boy.
To the mullet floating just in the wind. What do you think, man? Like not so much like, obviously I want your opinion on the direction, but it is what it is, right? We're here. So what do you think the struggle or the difference is going to be compared to everything else that these guys have raised?
I think the biggest struggle that, everyone is going to face is, for one, the cost, and two, where is that line of durability? You know what I mean? Like, we knock these cars off the fence on a weekly basis. You know what I mean? We're going to Darlington and we're driving off into 3 and we know we're going to hit the wall, but that's part of it. Whatever. As soon as we hit the fence, we're going to gas up and get after it. I don't think you're going to do that. I think you're going to knock a fence down and your dang right rear tire is going to end up in the dang bushes somewhere. And you're going to be like, all right, that's it, boys. Coming to you. You know what I mean? But we don't know. Nobody knows. So it's, I think that's going to be the biggest struggle is how hard can we really run these cars, without having a ton of damage and failures and parts breaking.
Well, you're an expert on that because not only do you crash a lot, I'm messing with you, but Xfinity cars, right?
I did this
Hold
year.
On. No, you didn't. You're good. You're good. It's J-Dub. All right. We love messing with you. But for real though, like Xfinity cars, composite bodies. You're running a driver development team right now. You got all these cars behind you. You're in the ARCA series as well. You had our boy Brad Perez in a thing earlier this year. What do you think it's going to mean moving forward for the future of just people being employed within the sport? I mean, we saw Brian Murphy, I think today, as of this recording on Twitter, he was tweeting out pictures of the last steel-bodied, I guess you could say chassis or car or whatever. You guys can correct me, but that's like the last one ever. Like composite bodies, all from one manufacturer. That's the norm now moving forward. So as somebody who has made their living, working on cars and having wrenches in their hands and trying to find speed and find downforce with the mind, what do you think about the fact that that's kind of going to be taken out of these cup drivers and these cup teams' hands a little bit moving forward?
So, growing up, even as a kid, you know what I mean? You get to watch these guys and, I grew up around a lot of smart people that were old school. And, when I came into the sport, like NASCAR wise, even running the ARCA series, when I turned 15, it was an art. Like, you have a rule book, but there isn't a rule book. You know what I mean? Like, you have to meet spec. Yeah. But these guys literally go home at night, they're eating dinner, and they're like, oh, I got an idea for a rocker panel. I'm going to try it tomorrow and see what happens. And that's what they do. Like, they're twisting fenders. Like, I've got a steel body car sitting out here. I'll show y'all here in a little bit. Like, the left front fender's 17 inches wide and the right front fender's 4 inches wide. Like, that's awesome. That is so cool. Doors are made out of 4 pieces and stuff, and roofs are twisted, and tails are moved over 8 inches to the right. Like, that's awesome. Like, that's what the sport was all about, is who can build the best race car. Now it's going to be who's the smartest engineer, I think. You know what I mean? Who's going to be that guy that hits it right? I think there's always a rotation of teams that run good. I think you're going to see that all the time. I think you're going to see teams swap, being the heroes. Like, even Larson, as good as he is and as awesome as Hendrick is right now, I think somebody's going to find something the next week and they're going to run 10th. Like, I just think that's how it's going to be. But I hate that these guys are losing their jobs, and like, we're not building chassis anymore and trying to save weight and make things better. And that's unfortunate, because that's what a lot of these guys have done their entire life.
Josh has Davey, Josh has a legendary, because he has a steel body. So he's basically holding on to a legendary piece of NASCAR history sitting in the back of the shop. I mean, well, he has a steel body car still, so he better keep it, because that thing might be worth some money here in a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
It's
all
rare.
I gotta do is put Budweiser on the quarter panels with an 8, and I'm mint. I can buy a house on the lake.
Wait. I got it. Put Budweiser on the quarters. Put an 8 on it. Get Scotty an open face bubble goggle helmet, and let's do it. Let's do a hit from Days of Thunder. I think that'd be.
I'm down. Days of Thunder too.
A little throwback.
Wasn't the Aussie and that the chick? So it would be a little bit.
Yeah. There you go.
We'll get you a wig, bro.
Yeah.
Scott, if I said the words "Twisted Sister," would that hold any relevance to you in terms of NASCAR, or not really?
Sounds a bit weird, but I sort of kind of know where you're going with it. I sort of remember seeing the cars going down the straight like that.
Because what Josh was talking about in terms of just fabricating these cars and these steel-bodied chassis, I remember back in the mid to early 2000s, the skew on these cars on the straightaway, it might have been Fontana or Michigan, but I literally remember cars are going down the straightaway like this. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Jeff Gordon's car, Josh, you were saying what? The left front and the right front have 13 inches of difference. You could see it. And you knew that teams were doing that for an advantage. And when one team did it, 40 other teams would do it as well, because that's just how things go in the sport. And it's kind of unfortunate to see that part of it go away. There's a lot of positive things that come with the next gen car from a financial perspective, from a growing the sport perspective. But at the same time, to see the traditional 5-lug pit stop go away with the ying, that's going to be sad, right? I mean, I'm not going to enjoy seeing people lose their jobs either, but it is what it is. Was that funny? I don't know. I mean,
you got that. You know what? You got to, let's do it. I'm going to put you in a suit and you're changing lugs this week.
All right. I can do Martinsville. I'll be at Martinsville.
There you go.
Okay.
Put him on front so he gets all the camber that he has to deal with when he pulls that thing.
Oh yeah, that's in your face in Martinsville.
Listen, man,
Scotty,
I'm just a single Jewish boy from Washington D.C.
You're not
I don't
single.
know.
You're not single.
I meant only child. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
single.
Okay.
I'm not single.
Yeah, I don't want to get you
only
in trouble.
Child Jewish boy from Washington D.C. You don't need to put me in harm's way, and I'm not going to put myself in harm's way. All right.
Hey, Scotty, did you work on your V8 car? How did that deal work? Did you wrench on it too, or no?
No, not initially. Sorry, not by the end, but the initially, I did a fabrication apprenticeship, so I'm a fabricator by trade. So I worked, started that when I was 16. I finished up when I was 20, and I started racing supercars when I was 18. So I did 2 years in the workshop when I was still racing. So that was cool because I got to weld and build my first supercar, which was going to be my pro series drive, my main series drive. So That was cool. Did some pretty, bad shit as well. So didn't do a great job all the time, but certainly have learned a ton, which was a good thing. Yeah.
So Scott, you mentioned that looking at the underbody of Blaney's next gen car, there's some similarities to the V8 supercar. For people that may be listening, and myself, that are super oblivious and don't know the car culture in Australia, they don't know a ton about V8 supercars besides your name, maybe Marcus Ambrose and the Bathurst 1000. Can you explain to us kind of like what the similarities that you think and that you've seen so far are between the next gen car itself and a V8 supercar, and then also in terms of just what we can expect for the future, whether that be 2022 moving forward and maybe the next 5 or so years in terms of what potential development we may see?
I think you're going to see a lot of the drivers like really wheeling it in terms of it's going to be very loose. Already like speaking to a couple of the guys, like the Roval and stuff, it was definitely a lot looser than what it was in the Cup cars on the Sunday. But obviously the first thing for me, it's just the V8s we've run sequential gearbox since 2009, and then with the gearbox that's in the next gen car is the same gearbox that we used to run or we started with when we went to the car of the future. So definitely some sort of an idea there, but it's still a fair bit different apart from the independent rear suspension, a few things. It's definitely probably more controlled than supercars in some ways. Supercars doesn't have I'm not sure, does the next gen have like control uprights and stuff like that? I don't even know. Or control. Yeah, but I
don't know, I'm not sure.
Yeah, control suspension, I don't know, but it sounds like with the next gen car it's going to be a lot of like a lot of motor development, engine development from all the manufacturers and stuff. That's going to be a huge difference. And I think what Josh was saying about how it probably takes away a little bit from the innovation that we've seen in NASCAR for many years, which certainly we probably you've got to be careful with that, because I think that's in terms of taking that away from NASCAR, because I think it's what builds a series. You don't want to get, supercars has been very close a couple of times, but you don't want to get to a point where it's like a spec series where it's kind of like you should go race Porsche Carrera Cup or something, a car that you can just go and build, like buy off the shelf, and get going. And anyway, I think, the innovation's a very important part of motorsport history and motorsport speed. And it's important. You can't lose that.
Josh, talking about innovation and stuff and change, obviously Scotty runs, street courses. So we run road courses. Now our schedule is filling up with road courses, which as a fan, I'm cool of, because you guys run all over each other. And there's a bunch of guys that have never turned right in their life, trying to turn left and right at the same time, downshift and everything.
I'll tell you what, though, they are a lot better though. Like, man, like 4 years ago, like no one could race a road course, and now there's like some serious wheelmen out there, like unbelievable, like how like what they're doing on road courses now. But yeah, go on. Sorry.
No, you're good. No, this is what it's for. I love that. No, Josh, what I want to ask Josh is like, do you think, street courses, it's been a thing, right? We've been talking about it. How do you think that will go? Because it's different, right? Like when we wreck, our cars are heavier and things move further, and that doesn't mean like a sidewalk. Like with Scotty's car, like the wall don't move, right? It just, the car disintegrates. Well, our cars might move, some concrete.
Yeah, I think it's coming for sure. I mean, we've added Portland. That's on the list. Really super excited to go all the way to Portland.
Good luck getting through turn 1, because I saw the IndyCar race that they were in. It looked like no one gets through turn 1.
And the ARCA West race too.
Yeah. I didn't realize. So is NASCAR and Xfinity going to that?
Yeah. I think just Xfinity is.
Xfinity is going for sure. Yeah.
That's oh man, that's yeah. Good luck.
He's gonna be watching. Like, you look, we just gained one more viewer right there. He's gonna be tuned. Like, I'm about to watch all these rednecks try to pile off through this road course.
The ARCA race was very interesting. I don't know if you saw the last 2 laps of that ARCA race. That was very interesting.
Yeah, ARCA's kind of like whoever's in front of you with 1 to go probably is not going to win the race.
Yeah, I've seen
that's
that.
Just that's industry standard.
Yeah. Unless you gotta have like a good half a straightaway, or else they'll just send it in. Yeah, I know No, I know Scotty definitely didn't see this race, but we're talking about that. You guys remember, so Cole Custer was leading at Phoenix in an ARCA, which was K&N race, coming through to coming to the checker. Gray Galding, Scotty, I swear to God, Gray still ain't lifted, and this was like 7 years ago. And he drove so far into turn 3, he used the apron, sliced him, turned the 00, kept going and won the race. Then the worst part about it is he gets out and celebrates like he was the man, but it's like, bro, you just totally dumped, like ran through. So like when you guys race over there, like your V8 supercar stuff, you guys race hard, but there's like some respect, right? Like I feel like Josh knows that there's not like respect is a little hard to come by.
Well, we've got like stewards in some ways, so like we can't just go out there and like sort it out ourselves, which pisses me off, because there's definitely some times where I've wanted to like square up with a bloke, or and like spin around after he's hit me out.
Josh, that means a guy, another driver. A bloke is another.
First time we've heard square up with a bloke on off the race.
Yeah. Like, I just, man, like this, like a couple of times, like you get spun out and you want to sort it out on the track. The boys have at it kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we don't have that in Australia. It's all just go to stewards room, which I don't like. So I think we can definitely change it.
Afterwards?
Sorry?
Can you fight each other afterwards?
Oh, you can. You just get a massive ban. Yeah. But I haven't done that. I haven't gone after anyone yet, but more because but you know what, that's where like NASCAR creates so much controversy and stuff. It's like it's a marketing dream, like when that stuff happens, like it's
but Twitter controversy. I'm talking like straight up getting out and just knocking somebody's.
Josh, I don't think you would last over there. You would get ban, you would get ban after ban after ban. You'd be expelled from the V8 Supercar Series.
No, you'd fit in because you got a mullet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd be like the unicorn in the room. Everybody'd be like, "Whoa!"
Yeah. That guy can get away with anything. He's got a mullet. Let it go.
I feel like the biggest issue I would have over there is I wouldn't have my suit tucked in my shoes, so everybody'd be like, "Who's this?"
We run the cuff as well. Don't worry.
Oh,
only this year I've gone the suit and the boot.
Oh wait. So you've been a traditional guy the whole time, and now you switched over?
Yeah, I'm like Jimmy in that regard. Jimmy and like we ran like the boot cut, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
And then this year, because of IndyCar, because it's a thing, it came this year. I'm like, oh, this is weird. I haven't had this.
What do your friends back home think about that? I feel like it has to be a big point of contention.
I mean, yeah, it's been an interesting subject. Probably not as controversial as NASCAR has for Jimmy and all those guys, but yeah, it's funny how it's become a thing for sure, because it definitely is a deal for sure. It's probably not as big in Australia, that stuff, compared to it is in over here, but it's definitely a talking point.
So I'm a NASCAR guy through and through. I think that is the boot cut what NASCAR has? Is that what it's officially called?
I don't even know. Yeah, I'm guessing. But
I think so. Yeah.
The one that comes over the boot.
Yeah.
Because they can go over the. Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
So let's call it a boot cut versus a cuff. Let's just call it that. Okay.
Yeah.
I like the cuff better. I do.
Get out.
I'm a NASCAR guy.
Get out. Go.
Yeah. Bye. Have a good one.
Hanging up.
I do like it better though.
I like it better when I drove touring cars, but now we have it in IndyCar because it's, I don't know why, because it's just a lot more tighter down there, like with the pedal.
Yeah.
But yeah, that could be just a lame excuse as well.
I got thick thighs, man. I can't be wearing those tight suits like that.
It's like wearing skinny jeans for Josh. It just ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Got those sexy legs, J-Dub. Show them off.
I do. 2 C's.
2 is generous.
That's great.
Hey, Josh, we know that you want to race on Sundays. You said repeatedly you're going to race on Sundays. Do you think that the next gen car gives somebody like you, who has their own team technically, do you think that gives somebody like you an easier in point now to say, okay, with this car, it's a little bit of a better equalizer? I can maybe get in on the ground floor now and get to race on Sundays? Or do you think that it's still going to be a pretty steep hill to climb for teams like yours?
Yeah, definitely. I think the biggest thing is, at this point, now you've got initial cost. You got, for a team like DGM, now you got to find a charter because you're not going to be able to go to the racetrack without a charter. I mean, not for a small team. There's just, you're missing out on that dollar. So as far as an equalizer, if you did have the ability to have the car and make to the racetrack, yeah. I mean, I think if you got your stuff together, you're still going to be racing the same guys, for that B class, as I like to call it. You're still going to be racing the same guys, but you've got an opportunity to come in the door right off the bat and run just as good as them or better. You're not, because everybody's going to be on the same playing field. I mean, even the big teams. I mean, of course, yeah, they probably already are running sim programs like it's going out of style, but you still have to drive the race car. And for me, that's once they decided that they were going to do the next gen car. That's why I decided to hold off on making a cup start until the next gen car, because why would I learn bad habits in something else that I'm going to drive something that's totally different, here in the future. So, y'all just sit back and wait. It's coming quicker than you think.
Right. Ooh, dropping a little, J-Dub dropping a little bit for us right there. Scotty, you, obviously it's your first year in IndyCar, had a rookie of the year, did a good job with everything, almost pulled out a couple wins, which would have been dope. We would still be partying if you would have pulled one of those off.
Oh,
yeah. But, looking forward, is this where you want to be for, the long haul? Or are you kind of like, I want to be here. I'm going to want to win a championship, be a multi-time champion here. But, would you be interested in making a transition over to the NASCAR side?
I'm pretty cemented in what I want to do in IndyCar right now. I want to, like you said, I want to see a win and, be contending for a championship, if not multiple, over the next few years. So I can't see, maybe like once I get my feet on the ground and I am, a constant presence at the front and being a contender more often than not. I certainly, I would love to do, the double at Indy. I think that'd be a cool thing, IndyCar and then maybe jump in an Xfinity or a Cup car. I'm not sure. But I really can't focus on anything else until I'm like really comfortable in this car. Cause I think, like Josh said, bad habits is a thing, and I've got plenty of them. And I think half the reason why I've gone okay on an oval is because it's just completely new for me. But when I go to a road course or a street course, like it's stuff I've been doing since I was 16 in a race car, and just turn left and right. And I've got so many bad habits from the supercar for this IndyCar that doesn't work. So, but I want to, I'm very intrigued. I drove Joey Logano's, did like a demo run at a race in Australia about 2 years ago. And that was pretty cool. But so got an idea, but obviously it's going to be a hell of a lot different when this new car comes out. That's for sure.
Yo, that I haven't really thought about that, but that double, because it switched, right? Like we used to be able to do Indy and then you go over and do the 600. Well, that's not a thing anymore. It can't be a thing anymore because it's not on the same day. But now the double is switched, right? Didn't they?
600 is on the same day. What you talking about?
I thought. Wait. I thought they switched it.
No.
Wasn't it not this year?
Well,
no.
It wasn't last year.
Last year. Okay.
That was because of COVID. You're tripping.
COVID.
Yeah.
Well, look, I'm a couple.
You know what you're thinking of? You're thinking of Monaco. Monaco's not on the same day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, my bad.
But I know what you're trying to say, and I think like the 600, I'd probably more be excited to do the double on the same weekend in the same place, because otherwise you got to get like a chopper and everything. It's a whole deal trying to get do the whole.
I don't think it really works that way. Like I think it can only work like it has been. Like Josh, I feel like going from Cup to Indy and then running the Indy race and then coming back to Cup, that works better than if you're new in Cup and going to, you know what I mean? Like if you're going the other way, I think the Cup cars were so different that's a really hard transition.
I think a hot take. I reckon
Hot
the next person you see is going to be Larson do that. I reckon for sure. I fully believe that Larson will do the potentially next year. I don't know. This is something like why he drives everything. Like what? Like why doesn't he? You know, I just feel like he's going to do. I don't know. That's what I think.
Are you saying the last person to do the Indy 500 Coke 600 double? Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. He's the next. He's saying he's the next one to do it. J-Dub, what do you think?
And I reckon he'll do it next year. That's my.
That's
my
Who's he going to drive for though?
I don't know.
Penske? He's going to be his teammate. Look at that. He already knows something.
Breaking news.
No.
2022 Indy 500.
I just reckon. I reckon he's going to do it, and I reckon someone will snap him up. Of course. Like, why wouldn't you? Like
I'd be here for it.
Yeah.
Pretty
cool. Pure badass, like 100%. I don't care what it is. I'm gonna try to get him in a Legends car one of these days just to see how crazy it would be. That'd be like nothing. It'd be like riding a bicycle for that guy. So
he'd probably lap the field by 5.
Wait.
You can finish second to me at Indy though. That's fine. Yeah,
I'm here for that. I'm here for that as well.
You can kiss the brakes for the Cup race, not the IndyCar race.
Yeah, I'm here for all the Scotty McLaughlin wins. Davey, I have an idea.
Okay.
We have a legend car owner on the show. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We have a show. We have, a sticker. What would it take for us to get a off the record sticker on a Josh Williams legend car with Scotty McLaughlin driving in the winter heat on the road course this winter in Charlotte?
Now you're talking.
Ooh,
bring it on.
There's a road course in Legends car?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, this is a thing now. Oh,
I got $20.
Good time. World Finals is like next week.
Damn, that could be fun.
I'm
actually itching to drive something. I want to do I'm thinking about doing the Vegas Supernats and go-karts and a few other things. So
let me know when this happens because I'll book my flight and I'll come down.
Josh, I will empty out my whole. I'm holding my numbers so no one can see it. I'll empty out my whole bank account and max out every card just to see the off the record logo.
You've had too many Trulies, my guy.
I've only had 2.
Let's do
really
it.
life. Really life.
I'm a don't talk about it, be about it kind of guy. So let's just make it happen. It's over. It's done. It's already happened.
You got my $20.
Send me the dates.
All right.
$20.
Let's go.
That's gonna be tight. I'm excited. We're really gonna do this.
Down. They've got similar cars in Australia like that, like the Legends. They have the big Legends races over there on the road courses. They race on supercars races too.
You guys call them dwarfs, or are they the same thing?
No, we call them Aussie racing cars.
How original.
They ship cars to Australia on a regular basis.
Yeah.
What was that, Josh?
They ship Legends cars to Australia all the time.
Oh yeah. We ship at MPI. We send them the wheels, like the MPI wheels that INX uses. So
that was a little shameless plug.
I'm not. Yeah.
I hope MPI is paying for that segment.
Yeah. They're here.
Sponsored ad this week on the show.
Sponsor, Max
Sponsor of the week.
Innovations. Sponsor of the week. Yeah, and the MPI Studios.
I got a question about you talk about learning bad habits, right? If I have my research right, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Tim Cindric basically wanted you to run in sports cars and you wanted to run an IndyCar. A, is that correct? And B, why did you want to go the open wheel route instead of staying with some fenders?
You know what? I need to find this article because I got asked that question literally today, or I got told that, and I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure it's false. So
okay, Wikipedia, it's Wikipedia, so you got to fix your Wikipedia page.
Oh, it's the Wikipedia page. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Let me go see what that specific blurb is attributed to, and we'll come after them.
Yeah, we should because it's affected me twice.
Today.
Sorry.
No, sorry. I'm sorry, but Josh just got up, went and did something one-handed, and came back like nothing happened. Oh, okay.
Oh, baby.
Oh, Scotty, have you ever had one of those? A Yoo-hoo?
No. What's that? Is that like a Four Loko or whatever it is?
Chocolate milk.
Four Loko. Oh my God.
I've heard a lot about these things. Trust me.
Listen, Yoo-hoo is like the nectar of the gods, bud. I'm telling you.
Tasty.
It's
I thought that was
like
natural
knockoff
light.
chocolate milk, but better.
And
Yeah.
it's in a can. So.
It's just this.
I've
is
never
the
had
American
Yoo-hoo in a
dream
can.
right
I've
here,
had it only in a bottle or like a carton. Never had it in a can.
Carton's not
bad.
good.
It tastes a little
Carton's
metally in a can. I'm not gonna lie. It tastes.
All right,
Yeah.
Scotty, I found this on Wikipedia. Here we go. Okay.
Okay.
Cindric originally envisioned moving McLaughlin to Penske's WeatherTech Sports Car Championship program to race alongside Elio Castroneves. Blah 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 blah. McLaughlin, however, expressed interest in moving to Penske's team in the IndyCar series. He stated his primary motivators were the challenge of racing open wheel cars, his longtime goal of racing in the Indy 500, and competing against his childhood hero and fellow New Zealander Scott Dixon. So that is all false.
Well, part of it's false.
Okay.
I've always wanted to race Indy 500, and I've always
Okay.
wanted to race against Scott Dixon. So there's two things in there that's good. But the false part is Tim was actually the one that said, "Hey, what do you think about IndyCar racing?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, I genuinely thought sports car was never the question. So like that's
Damn, Wikipedia.
But for me, I genuinely thought that maybe they would have considered me more so for NASCAR just because of my roots and where I'm from and whatever. But the opportunity come to do something completely different, and obviously, like I said, I wanted to do Indy 500, and I was like, far out, yeah, for sure, like, let's do it. And yeah, the schedule's a little bit less hectic as the NASCAR schedule, you know. So it's sort of like, I don't know, I have the best of both worlds in some ways. So I'm off now, you know, and NASCAR's still going on. So I'm playing bulk golf and hanging out, having fun, enjoying America, and it's good. But if I got itchy feet, I want to race as well.
Hanging out, enjoying America.
Yeah, I'll just fly American flags. Just flying them.
Where are you at right now? Where are you?
I'm in Huntersville.
You're in Huntersville?
Yeah. Where are you,
dude? Legends Nationals on the road course at Charlotte is like next week. What are we doing? Are we doing this?
Damn.
Yes.
Well, hang on, Halloween weekend?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm out. I got a wedding. I've got a wedding on.
I didn't.
I really do, because I'm missing Blaney's Halloween party because of this wedding. Yeah, so I'm like legit about it.
You might be safe for Halloween party. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what. When YRB 12 wins at Martinsville and brings home that clock, and we go off into the sunset and go out to Phoenix to fight for this championship,
you're gonna be up till the sun comes up.
Look, last time I was at his house for the Atlanta win party, and that was all sorts bad. So I had a lot of fun there that night. It was good. I'm gonna swap Blaney this helmet. I'm gonna swap him this helmet for
which one is that?
Atlanta helmet. For the Atlanta helmet. So we've got a deal going on here. So I'm excited for that. It's gonna be cool.
Which one of yours is that one?
Yeah. That's the one I raced Indy this year with.
Oh wow.
That's cool.
Yeah. And it was a bad finish. So I was like, nah, I'm gonna swap this one out for a winning one.
That's the deal right there.
Yeah. I told him well.
Josh, have you done a helmet swap? Like so I think the helmet swap is so cool because it's like our version of the jersey swap. Like people don't swap fire suits. They could, I guess. It'd be whatever. But I think the helmet one is cool. Have you done a helmet swap, Josh?
No, nobody wants my helmets. I just leave them flat black.
Yeah, it's boring.
I'm boring, basically.
I feel like NASCAR is like so much more. There's more often than not you see a plain black carbon fiber helmet. Even like Joey in that 100%. Run like that, like just with stickers on it.
Harvick has one too.
Yeah. Like Brad's been carbon for years, hasn't he? Like I mean, like, I don't know. I love the old paint. But
it's lighter.
Yeah, it is lighter, and that's the thing. They tried to get me on that program. I said, "Nah, not happening."
I said, "I need to look good, boy."
Yeah.
I'll lose the 10 grams or whatever it is.
Do some more neck exercises for those extra pounds.
I'm not losing any weight. That's a fact.
Well, yeah.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Your helmet weight is not gonna offset. It doesn't really.
Nah.
You got the dad bod going on.
Yeah, there's not enough there.
With you, I'm the dad bod of IndyCar.
So I mean, like this is what you're getting.
There we go. That thing's a work of
Wait a second.
art.
This isn't even mine, but I have the same exact helmet.
Yeah, the bell.
Looks
Are
like
you
you
a
got it
bell
at
guy?
Walmart.
Are you a bell guy? What up?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I wear Bell helmets, but everything else is Simpson.
Copy.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Off Axis. I got my first helmet over there for my race, the Snowflake, this year. So we're gonna have something popping coming out. I might have to trade someone cool. Maybe I'll trade Josh. Maybe I'll just trade back.
No.
Trade with Josh.
Trade with Blaney and get Scott's Indy 500 helmet.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think anyone's done a
you
double
got-
trade.
You can
You want a race
re-gift.
suit, don't you? You want a race suit?
I do.
You
Yeah,
said,
no,
man.
I want to be. Yeah, I'm different. So I told all the boys were hanging out the other night, and I told Scotty and Ryan and Bub. I said I want a race suit. So that's what I'm gonna do. Because a lot of the players, like football players and basketball players, they trade that. Well, if everyone's doing helmets, well, I'll do something different.
You're so
I'm that
needy.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I need.
I've come to
another
learn
one of these.
this, Davey. I've come to learn this. Mamba's very needy.
Yeah.
What car are you driving at the
I think it's the same one that you drove. It's the
Oh,
one. It's Brian. It's the circle track car that I drove at Hickory this year. So I'm excited. I think we'll be all right.
you let set it up.
Well, come on with it.
Listen,
I want to bring Scotty. I think that'd be cool. I think Scotty down to the Derby, you'd have a good time.
Yeah, I'm down. I mean,
Totally.
when the last time I came, like when you had that going on, I just moved to America, so I was still getting half my stuff sorted. So I'm all about it. I want to come check.
I've never been either. I'll come.
Dude, the Derby is awesome.
It's just a really fun, and we're getting into short track, right? Which that would be cool to see, Scott. It'd be cool to see you run some like local stuff. But the Derby is just it's like the Indy 500 or the Brickyard. It's like the Daytona 500. It's that for short track racing, and the energy is as high, and like trying to qualify for the race, which is really cool actually that we're talking about this. So Josh ran it last year. And I ran it last year, and me and him, not only were we like side by side in time, we were side by side like on the grid after we ran, right? So me and him, we went like 15th and like 14th, and we're sitting there next to each other, both sweating bullets because Josh is like, he's on a limited budget. I'm on a limited budget. I'm just trying to race, and I got Truly on the car. I got Blaney and Bubba on the car. Got Fatheads, Elliott's. I'm like trying to parlay this into something for 2021, right? And there's a picture of me and Josh, and I'm just like, the stress on my face and on Josh's face is so funny. We're just looking up at the monitor, and my caption I used, because like life was going on this year, was like, if you looked at this picture, people would tell you that these two guys have nothing in common. A white kid with a full-blown mullet and a goatee standing next to a black kid with dreads, and like these two guys have nothing in common, but like me and Josh have a lot in common. But in that moment, in that frame, this is what was so cool, is like we had everything. There was nothing that was more important than us both qualifying into that race. And I know Josh was going to feel bad because if I didn't make it, it was because he did make it. Like it got down on the last car.
Oh, yeah.
He qualified 29th. I qualified 30th. And if somebody qualified in front of us, I was out and he was in. So like, it was just like a super cool, like that's the type of stuff that the Snowball Derby kind of creates.
Yeah, I'm down to come check it out. I mean, just to see what goes on and stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, Mamba, did you not see the chat? And I told you to hurry your ass up, and you told the longest story in the history of mankind.
Yeah, no, I see that. I don't care because
we gotta let Scott run.
My wife, she's gonna like kill me if I'm too long.
Where are you going to dinner?
I'm going down to Berkdale. I'm down to Red Rock.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
Red Rock Ron's. Yeah.
We'll enjoy that.
No,
we gotta have you back because I have a lot of Australia questions that I did not get to, and I need them answered. So we'll have you back.
I'm sorry. I'm down to come back on, boys. Appreciate it.
Hey, tell Carly I say hi, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, she loves you, Mamba. You're in the good books with her.
All right, we're going to Kansas Speedway, or as our friend Dalen Barr calls it, Ass P Speedway. You know. Do you know what I'm talking about, Josh?
Yeah,
oh yeah.
It was on
And
yeah.
And it's with an ARCA car, man. So
Of course.
the deal.
Of course. Well, we're going to Kansas. It's going to be better than Texas because it's a very low bar to clear. No disrespect to the fine folks at TMS. What's the goal for you out there? Do we have any concrete goals, or are we just trying to bring her home?
Yeah.
Man, I finished 6th there last year, so that's a high bar. So I don't know, man. Just try to do what we're doing. We need to be in the top 15. We gained a ton of points, in the past 10 races on people who we needed to. So we are right back to where we were, and we're probably going to end up there. So we just have to make sure that we stay ahead of the rest of the guys, and that's what we're going to do. Just beat them, be the best of the rest.
Wasn't that that was like that super emotional race for you, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a big day.
Let's
repeat.
I gotta say, Josh, your grind. So this is the first time I said it. This is one.
We have a grind counter on the show, Josh.
Usually,
every time Dylan says grind.
Count during the weekend, so same thing.
Usually I say grinders on this show about 1,200 times, but I've only said it 3 because you're a grinder. Capital.
That's 3.
All of it. Yeah, I knew it was going to be 3. That's why I said it.
Right.
Don't mess me up.
Okay.
No, but I appreciate the stuff that you do for the sport.
Mm-hmm.
Not only are you out there trying to pave a way, and it's you, it's Corey, it's Ross, like that's the same path, right? Like it's just the guys that are out here putting in all the work. And will it happen? Yeah, we hope so, but you guys know that it might not, but you're also putting in the work to do it. And what you did for Brad Perez, like putting that program together,
awesome.
was super cool. And we've known each other for a while, and I just have a lot of admiration and respect for what you do trying to put your whole thing together, and what you do for all these, a lot of people that don't get opportunity. You let them work in your shop and you keep doing your thing. So man, it's dope, and proud of you, and just keep after it.
Yeah. Well, it's just, had a lot of people help me throughout the years. I always kind of surround myself with old guys. I'm talking people who were the first people to put race cars on scales. You know what I mean? So like I was always taught the old school way. When I moved up here when I was 15, I'd be laying in bed dead asleep. It'd be 4 a.m, and Barry Owen would come wake me up. I lived at his house in Lexington. He'd come wake me up 4 a.m. He said, "Hey, I've got an idea on because we were building the ARCA car. We're actually that one right there with the black nose on it." Oh God. Oh God. All right, I'm back. So
God, that was amazing.
He literally just wake me up. He's like, "Hey, you want to go to the shop?" Look at the clock. It's 4 a.m. It's 4 a.m. What do you want? I have an idea. I'm like, let's go. So I mean, we built this car like 4 times. You know what I mean? Because we just had an idea, but I don't know. I've always had people that try to help me. They let me do stuff. They teach me. And that's why I can do what I can do today. I mean, I can pretty much build anything. You know what I mean? I don't do motors, but I can do pretty much everything else. You know what I mean? I want there to be more kids like me that are coming up. You know what I mean? Like there's like this kid right here, like Bryce Applegate. Like what time is it? Like 6 something? It's 6 o'clock. I picked him up this morning at 6:30. We're still here at the shop. You know what I mean? Like he works on his own stuff. That's what it's about. There needs to be more of that other than the, hey, I'm going to show up at the track 45 minutes before practice and hopefully there's ice on the drinks because I'm just going to sit in the trailer. Like, that's not what this is about. Like you tear the shit up, you're going to come to the shop and you're going to help fix it because you wrecked it. So that's what it needs, man. The sport needs more old school people and more knowledge about the sport and about their cars. I mean, some of these, like I talked to William Byron, we mess around all the time. Even when he first started, he's like, dude, how do you know all this stuff? Like, cause I've been taught like, this is the way that I had to do it, So he's like, I don't even know what it is, like what this part is, but he can drive, you know what I mean? So, I mean, there's different types, but I think the NASCAR fan wants more people like old school, like the Earnhardts and stuff like that. That's what they want. They want to be able to root for that guy because, he's in his garage working on his race car. Like, it just doesn't happen.
I think I echo everything Mamba said, J-Dub. We like to give you crap, but the NASCAR garage does need more people like you. I'm glad that you're starting to get some shine. And all it took was roughing up Dale Jr. a little bit, and now you're a national darling. So I'm glad that but honestly, like, I'm glad people are finally realizing and recognizing that, you're more than just a midfield race car driver. Like, you're helping hone the next generation of racing talent. You are giving people opportunities. What you mentioned about working on the race cars and stuff, I don't know how many race car drivers across the top 3 national series just show up on race day, do their thing, and go home. But at Watkins Glen, when Brad Perez made his ARCA debut, you know who was wrenching on the car and helping repair it when Brad wrecked it in practice? You were. I saw you doing all that. And that was just one glimpse into kind of what you do and the being that J-Dub is. So I echo everything Mama said, and I echo everything you said. I think the NASCAR garage needs more people like you. You're one of the best personalities too, so I'm glad that Jeff collected 12 questions on you. I'm glad you're getting some more shine because you deserve it, my man. And great choice in drinks, by the way. Love a Yoo-hoo.
Oh, for sure. Well, dude, that's like, so I'll give you an example. John Hunter at Dover, hauling ass in the 26 car. I got a ton of respect for all those guys over there. Like, they build awesome race cars. Like, they build badass race cars. So I got wrecked. So I'm just chilling behind the hauler. Well, here comes John Hunter. He broke a track bar bolt. He just pulls in the garage. So, like, we're just sitting there behind the hauler. They were parked 2 haulers down from us. And his guys come over and they, like, pull the left rear tire off. And, they're, like, looking at it. And I'm like, go get a bolt. Just go get a bolt. So me and one of my guys put this track bar bolt back in John Hunter's car and sent him back on the racetrack. Like, it's what I do. Like, there's not another driver in the garage that's going to fix somebody's track bar bolt and send them back out. Like, those guys that stuff's over, Oh, just that's the way I am.
You're a last of a dying breed, my friend. And that's why we love you.
Like a dinosaur.
My favorite dinosaur.
You look like a dinosaur.
I wasn't going to say it.
Yeah. I met Jeff Dickerson the other day, and he's like, "How old are you?" I said 28. He goes, "Why do I feel like you've been around for like 40 years?" I said, "Because I'm everywhere, bud. I'm everywhere."
Time out. I was the oldest one on the show today.
You're older than 28?
Oh my God.
When were you born?
End the show. Oh
I will. When were you born? What year? I will after that.
Dude, I still feel like 92 is a baby. Like,
damn, you are old. Holy shit. God damn. 96. What up?
What? Oh my
Oh my God. 96?
Yeah.
Dude,
I've been here for 10 years. I thought I was young.
Dylan was born in 2000. Our producer just said in the chat. I hate that. That's disgusting.
2000.
He's still in college, so I'm not really surprised. But I mean, we just
anyone born after 1999. It's just I can't look at you the same.
I mean, I need to cut. Get me out of here.
I have one of my employees, Zach. He just shot up 2 middle fingers. He's like, I was born in 2000.
Sorry, Zach. Can't look at you the same, my friend.
Real quick, shout out to him. I love the kid. He just stopped by. Him and his brother and his mom on their way back from Winchester. Judson, O'Neill, and Keelan, and their mom Leah. They were on their way back from Winchester, and so Judson and Keelan they work for Mamba Media. I mean, they are beat writers and they do their thing for Mamba Media, and they're 13. So you talk about grooming and helping the next generation, making sure they understand. I didn't find them because I found they understood, they had the passion for the sport, but
they're grinders.
They were grinders, and you said it. I'll be damned though if they don't make me feel old when I'm hanging out with them. And then I'm like, I'm like 20, I'm like 24, like they're like 13, like yeah. And then you're like, nah, I was the oldest person on the show today. And I'm like, oh my God, Need to
Dude, Judson,
reevaluate.
those awesome, man. I've been talking to them for a long time. Like when they first started, like that's another thing you don't see. Like there's not a lot of younger people out there who have a huge passion for the sport, and those two do, and it's insane. Like they're everywhere. They're everywhere. Like they came to the Derby. You know, we run their sticker or whatever. That's just awesome, and like they're good at what they do. They definitely sometimes get a little nervous, but they're just they're doing it, man. They're out there and they're having fun, and they're enjoying themselves. You know, so. I don't know. I told them, I said, anytime you need something, just call me. So they're
I love those kids. I love those kids.
You say the same thing to me, J-Dub, and that's why I'm happy that you joined us today on this call. So we appreciate your time, brother. We love you.
Oh, yeah. I'm a legend.